Welcome to Fox 33 News First at 9.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Alexandra Meacham. We are tackling two important topics that affect all of us: healthcare and housing, and the high costs that are preventing people from accessing them both, while looking for answers to help you. In tonight's top story, at least 10% of adults in Louisiana are uninsured, which has increased in recent years, according to the Louisiana Department of Health. Only 45% of adults have access to health insurance through their employer. The remaining amount receive Medicaid and Medicare or private plans on the marketplace. Patients report the high cost of health insurance is keeping them from seeking care or visiting a doctor, despite the state having some of the highest rates of disease in the country. Tonight, we're showing you that not every healthcare model is the same. There is a new standard that focuses on patient care being both flexible and affordable for people in our region. Here's a look into why. And morality of insurance companies in America is under public scrutiny. What if there was a different way to approach care and afford it?
It was completely different than how the traditional medicine is. You kind of come into this office and you sit and you're the only one, and you're not in a waiting room for hours, and he genuinely cared.
Megan Chavez is a Shreveport small business owner who shopped around for health insurance options but encountered outrageous prices.
Comparable prices were $1,500 a month and some crazy $20,000 plus deductible.
A financial situation many business owners face.
It's paid its money back, weight in gold.
They found an alternative: Mira Direct Primary Care in Bossier City.
I was in traditional practice and I was seeing 30 patients a day, and we were just shuffling patients in and out.
Owned and operated by Dr. Todd Flowers, who gives his patients his cell number so he's available 24 hours a day for anything they may need.
He has a wonderful team of nurses, very friendly.
Take a big deep breath in and out for me.
Dr. Flowers is a primary care physician who offers all the services of a regular clinic. But instead of taking insurance, he offers a monthly subscription of $130. That includes unlimited free visits, no copays, or hidden fees that sometimes appear with insurance billing.
The transparency of, I know exactly how much this is going to cost. I'm not going to have to pay a copay.
Dr. Flowers also has an in-house pharmacy.
And I'm able to purchase medications at wholesale prices, and then I just pass that savings on to the patient. It's not a profit center for me. I really am just doing it as a benefit to the patient.
We first met Dr. Flowers when he opened his practice in 2018. He was one of only 2 direct primary care doctors in the area. Since then, more practices have opened for people who could not afford traditional insurance or were just tired of the system.
Say, no, it's not competition. If they fill their practice tomorrow, that's good for me, because the biggest barrier to entry is just patient education. Patients don't know about what we do and how we do it.
As a family medical doctor, he treats patients from birth to death. He has even been at the bedside of patients when they take their last breath.
Do you feel like through this you were able to be the best doctor that you wanted to be growing up?
There's no way. If I was not able to do this type of medicine, I would find something else to do.
And Mira Direct Primary Care is located off Chinaberry Drive off Benton Road in Bossier City. If you're interested in learning more, just give Dr. Flowers a call or visit his website. Now let's send things over to the chief to bring us the forecast.
And now, your Fox First forecast with meteorologist Todd Warren.
Well, today, lots of clouds behind a cold front that moved through the area last night and early this morning. We are looking at temperatures that are much cooler than they were yesterday. After highs yesterday at record levels, right now it's 48 degrees in Shreveport, 42 in Texarkana, 39 degrees. The cold spot right now in Idabel. And tomorrow, the chill will continue as we'll continue to see lots of clouds as well. Small chance for that scattered shower as temperatures will begin in the 30s and low 40s. In Shreveport, right around 41. We will struggle to make it into the lower 50s for a daytime high tomorrow. Again, not much rain tomorrow, but that will change Tuesday and Wednesday when heavy rain is looking likely. I'll have the details on how much in your forecast coming up.
Thank you so much, Todd. The majority of rental properties in Shreveport are owned by out-of-state foreign entities. It's led to a series of problems, first of which contacting landlords. So the city of Shreveport launched the rental registration program last year that requires owners to register so property standards can have a way to contact a landlord when issues erupt, and renters can report substandard housing conditions. At last check, more than 30,000 properties were identified, but only hundreds have registered. The issue has contributed to residents losing access to the basic necessity of water. The city of Shreveport has notified multiple apartment complexes about thousands of dollars in unpaid water bills not being paid by the landlord. It's led to several complexes being shut down, water shut off, and residents displaced. Weeks back, a tip from a viewer alerted us to a situation in Highland that sparked citywide interest with a seemingly never-ending issue of squatters. Fox 33's Dan Jovic explains it's why your voice matters.
3 weeks ago, Miss Lula LeCure's life drastically changed.
I'm like, what you say? He telling me the house on fire.
Squatters set fire to a neighboring property on Columbia Street in Highland, burning it to the ground and making Lula's home uninhabitable in the process.
There is zero reason that Lula's house should have caught on fire.
Neighbors furious after the 77-year-old who has lived in the home for decades is forced out. One county commissioner says Lula's situation isn't uncommon.
This is my neighborhood, and so I see it all the time.
On Tuesday, John Paul Young introduced a new ordinance that was advanced by the Caddo Parish Commission. It will allocate $100,000 to help Shreveport's property standards seal adjudicated homes. The money will be administered by local nonprofits with construction experience, since the parish cannot give the city money directly.
They should be effectively and completely boarded up and sealed so that they can't be destroyed by vagrants using meth, lighting fires inside.
He says more has to be done to stop the cycle of vacant properties owned by absentee landlords who won't keep them in repair from becoming havens for squatters.
There's another house, a problem property of the same owner across the street that vagrants are trying to get into all the time, and it's not effectively boarded up right now either. What we're hoping will happen is that this money in the hands of nonprofits can be used as a supplement for the efforts of property standards. So the city property standards can go to a site, give all the proper notices over time, and then get assistance actually doing the physical work of effectively boarding up and sealing a property from vagrants.
The proposal will be finalized on February 18th. He says it's a step towards solving the issue of squatters, and more steps need to be taken.
The city council can do more. They can write laws that say, like, you can't have properties like this in our city. You'll be fined a significant amount until the property can be taken away from you.
Why hasn't that happened yet?
Well, lack of political will, or people haven't felt that it's a significant enough problem yet. I think it could happen any time now. I hope this case and this interview will spur more action.
Dan Jovic, Fox 33 News.
Thank you, Dan. And as for Ms. Lula, she's been living at a hotel and temporary house until insurance covers the cost of damage she's been paying out of pocket and receiving help from the Red Cross. Lula says she will never return to her home, saying she's simply too scared to go back. Younger Americans are hit the hardest by the housing market. Analysts say rising home prices and interest rates are keeping an entire generation from owning a home. Most of Gen Z cannot afford a home because wages are not keeping up with the market's price increases. And the number of houses young people can afford has sunk from 50% to just 15% in the last decade. So we wanted to examine the housing market of Northwest Louisiana by speaking to local experts. Here's their advice.
Home buying may feel out of financial reach for many millennials and Gen Zers. However, there's more options than you may realize, specifically for Northwest Louisiana residents. Step 1 begins with a free conversation with a lender.
And we're going to get you through the process. And it's just, we're going to make it fun.
Tammy Wilson has helped young people afford homes for 27 years. She will let you know what kind of loan and how much you can be approved for. Step 2, working with a real estate agent to find the home you want.
Majority of my clientele is millennials and Gen Z. I've been starting to see a lot of them wanting to purchase their first home, which I think is amazing. It's never too early to invest in your future.
Roxanne Aguilar is a certified real estate agent who knows the local landscape.
point. The houses are not super overpriced compared to other areas.
They can help a young person navigate the most expensive purchase of their life.
What do you pay now for rent? It depends on their answer. I'm like, okay, let's multiply that by 360 months, which is 30 years, your basic mortgage.
She says young people are often surprised to realize their rent is more expensive than a mortgage would be.
And they're astonished to know they can become a homeowner.
As the lender works through your finances, assets, and goals, the real estate agent shows you options in your price range that fit your goals.
This is a Wimberley home. I do have a lot of like Gen Z or millennials that are closing, paying nothing at the closing table. So I think that's my main question that I get typically is, well, how much money do I need?
Well, the lender can introduce you to a variety of programs that can bring down the price. One of Wilson's favorite programs for Northwest Louisiana is the Rural Development Loan.
Your buyer can get into a home literally with no money, no down payment, and this is where the agents come in, negotiating the sales contract.
They both stress the power of purchasing a starter home.
I think a lot of people are wanting to wait because it's not the area they want to be in or they can't afford it. But there's nothing wrong with a starter home. There's nothing wrong with getting a home within the budget that you could afford because you're building equity and you can one day take that equity and put that towards your dream house.
That's cash in the bank.
Their advice for young people: be cautious of popular apps like Zillow.
That's not always accurate.
Save as much money as you can and do not let your credit score drop because of missed payments.
Just know it's totally achievable and obtainable.
Home ownership, it's the American dream. We want to help our people with that.
And all of these stories will be posted on our website, ktlnews.com, for you to read more about and contact the people involved. A certain phenomenon is sweeping the nation after the big game, affecting millions and impacting the country's economy. Details still to come. And what is Gen Z watching these days? How trends are changing. Up next.
You're watching Fox 33 News First at 9 with Alexandra Meacham, your weather authority Chief Meteorologist Todd Warren, and Tim Owens with sports.